One dead after Tesla Cybertruck explodes outside Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. Cybertruck was stuffed with firework mortars and camp fuel canisters. With authorities working to determine the motive of the incident, one person died and 7 others were injured after a Tesla Cybertruck packed with fireworks exploded outside President-elect Donald Trump's Las Vegas hotel on Wednesday, with officials saying they were investigating potential motives for the incident. Las Vegas police said that one person died inside the futuristic-looking pickup truck, which also contained camp fuel canisters, while 7 people nearby suffered minor injuries. This is a Tesla truck, and we know that Elon Musk is working with President-elect Trump, and it's the Trump Tower. Police Department Sheriff Kevin McMahill said when reporters asked about possible political connections. So there's obviously things to be concerned about, and it's something we continue to look at. McMahill said that authorities know the identity of the person who rented the truck using the Turo app in Colorado, but are not releasing the name until investigators determine if it is the same person who died. McMahill said video captured at Tesla charging stations provided by Musk helped authorities track the vehicle's journey, arriving in Las Vegas about 7:30 a.m., then driving about an hour later into the valet area of the Trump International Hotel, where it sat 15 to 20 seconds before the explosion occurred. Authorities on Wednesday were still working to get the body out of the vehicle and start processing the evidence inside. Our number one goal is to ensure that we have the proper identification of the subject involved in this incident, said Jeremy Schwartz, acting special agent in charge of the FBI's Las Vegas office. Following that, our second objective is to determine whether this was an act of terrorism or not. The truck explosion came hours after a driver rammed a truck into a crowd in New Orleans, famed French Quarter, early on New Year's Day, killing at least 15 people before being shot to death by police. That crash was being investigated as a terrorist attack, and police believe the driver was not acting alone. U.S. President Joe Biden said on Wednesday that law enforcement was investigating whether there were any links between the New Orleans truck and the Tesla explosion shortly after the incident. Musk said on X, which he also owns, that the whole Tesla senior team was investigating what happened and we've never seen anything like this. His remarks included another post referring to a detonation when the car exploded. Musk later posted again saying, "We have now confirmed that the explosion was caused by very large fireworks and or a bomb carried in the bed of the rented Cybertruck and is unrelated to the vehicle itself." He subsequently speculated that the incident was likely to be a terrorist attack and posed a question about whether there was a link with the New Orleans mass killing, which the authorities have said they are treating as a terrorist incident. There had been no official public confirmation of any links to terrorism early on Wednesday evening. Musk became a prominent supporter and donor to Donald Trump's presidential campaign this year. He shook things up when he began appearing at the Republicans' election rallies in the fall and was treated like a superstar by Trump, then became a close advisor to the president-elect after Trump beat the Democratic nominee, Kamala Harris, in November. Harris had taken over from Biden when the latter dropped out of his re-election race in the summer. Trump named Musk as joint head of a newly created entity called the Department of Government Efficiency that will seek to cut costs from the federal government machinery once the new administration is sworn in on January 20th. The controversial decision has brought questions about potential conflicts of interest and national security concerns regarding Musk's U.S. and global business interests and federal government business. There is very little detail about the planned structure or constitutional foundation of creating such a department, that a county spokesperson said in a statement that the fire in the valet parking area of the Trump International Hotel Las Vegas was reported at 8:40 a.m. local time. No cause was given and details were minimal. In Las Vegas, witness Ana Bruce, visiting from Brazil, said she heard 3 explosions. The first one where we saw the fire, the second one, I guess, was the battery or something like that, and the third was the big one that smoked the entire area and was the moment when everyone was told to evacuate and stay away, Bruce said. Her travel companion, Alcides Antunes, showed video he took of flames lapping the sides of the silver-colored vehicle. Eric Trump, a son of the president-elect and executive vice president of the Trump Organization, posted about the fire on the social media platform X. He praised the fire department and local law enforcement for their swift response and professionalism. The 64-story hotel is just off the famed Las Vegas Strip and across the street from the fashion show Las Vegas shopping mall. Cybertruck filled with fuel and fireworks explodes at Trump's Las Vegas hotel. Police are investigating after a Tesla Cybertruck filled with fuel canisters and firework mortars exploded outside the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. The driver was killed and 7 people were injured, police said without naming any of the individuals involved. Officials said all injuries were minor. The truck was rented in Colorado and arrived in the city Wednesday morning, less than 2 hours before the detonation, police said. Parked in front of the hotel near a glass entrance, the vehicle started to smoke, then exploded. In an evening address, President Joe Biden said the White House was tracking the incident and law enforcement was investigating whether there's any possible connection with the attack in New Orleans, which left 15 dead early on New Year's Day. In an afternoon press conference, Sheriff Kevin McMahill showed dramatic footage of the explosion and photos of the aftermath, including several fuel canisters along with large fireworks in the truck bed. Footage showed the truck parked directly in front of the entrance of the hotel. The truck sits idle for several seconds before exploding, bursts of multicolored fireworks shooting in multiple directions. Another video showed investigators using a black fire retardant tarp to put out the blaze and the charred remains of the truck bed. An array of gas and fuel canisters were left behind along with the remnants of more than a dozen firework mortars. The fire occurred around 8:40 Pacific Time, 1540 Greenwich Mean Time, just hours after a man drove a truck with an Islamic State (IS) group flag into the crowd in New Orleans. At least 15 people died and dozens were injured. Mr. McMahill of the Las Vegas Police Department said the authorities were examining whether the incident could be connected to the one in New Orleans, where improvised explosive devices were found near the scene. He said they were also investigating whether it might be linked to President-elect Donald Trump, who owns the hotel, or Elon Musk, who owns Tesla. Obviously, a Cybertruck, the Trump Hotel, there's lots of questions that we have to answer as we move forward. He said the FBI also said the agency was looking into whether the incident might be an act of terrorism, but the authorities said they currently had not confirmed the identity of the driver, who died in the vehicle. Authorities also said thus far, they had found no evidence that this incident was related to IS. I know everybody's interested in that word, and trying to see if we can say, hey, this is a terrorist attack. That is our goal, and that's what we're trying to do. FBI Special Agent in Charge Jeremy Schwartz told reporters at a news conference. The sheriff noted that both vehicles appeared to be rented from Turo, an app-based car rental company. A Turo spokesperson said in a statement that the company was working with authorities in Las Vegas and New Orleans to help with the investigation. The spokesperson noted both renters appeared to not have a criminal background that would have identified them as a security threat. We are heartbroken by the violence perpetrated in New Orleans and Las Vegas, and our prayers are with the victims and families. The statement reads, the authorities say they do have the name of the person who rented the vehicle, but have not officially confirmed it was the person driving the vehicle. As you can imagine, with an explosion here on an iconic Las Vegas boulevard, we are taking all of the precautions that we need to take to keep our community safe, he said during a news conference. Mr. McMahill said there was no longer a threat to the Las Vegas community. Biden was briefed on both the attack in New Orleans and the Las Vegas explosion. We're tracking the explosion of a Cybertruck outside the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas, said the president in an evening address. Law enforcement and the intelligence community are investigating this as well, including whether there's any possible connection with the attack in New Orleans. Fire department officials said emergency responders had quickly worked to extinguish the vehicle fire. They added that the public should stay away from the area. The hotel was evacuated, with most of the guests moving to a different location. It is owned in part by President-elect Donald Trump's company. In a post on X, Trump's son, Eric Trump, said a reported electric vehicle fire occurred in the porte cochere of Trump Las Vegas. The safety and well-being of our guests and staff remain our top priority. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Las Vegas Fire Department and local law enforcement for their swift response and professionalism, he said. Stephen Furlando told the Washington Post that he had witnessed the incident from his hotel room on the 53rd floor of the Trump Tower. He told the outlet there was definitely an explosion and that the windows had begun to shake. The Trump Hotel spans 64 floors with around 1,300 suites, according to its website. Trump recently named Musk to co-lead a presidential advisory commission, the Department of Government Efficiency, after the two became close during Trump's campaign.